Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 302, Jason X. Jason 10? Jason X. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Joe.
Is it Jason X or Jason 10?
I've always called it Jason X.
Okay.
Just because it came out at the time when just a lot of everything was just X.
Sure, well, X-Men.
Oh, sure, yeah. Just everything was extreme.
Yeah, Ballistic X versus Sever.
That's right.
Others. Triple X.
There we go.
The Return of Xander Cage.
No,
that was a long time.
That would be the first one.
Yeah, Triple X is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then State of the Union with Ice Cube.
Oh, right. I thought it was Enemy of the State, but no, yeah, State of the Union.
Yeah. Enemy of the State is a Will Smith vehicle,
right,
with Gene Hackman.
Yes. And Jack Black.
Oh, yeah, he is in that.
Yeah. I've been listening to the Scott Hasn't Seen for Top Gun. They talk about the Tony Scott oeuvre.
Yeah. I just bought a Tony Scott movie the other day.
What'd you buy?
Domino.
Oh, nice. I saw that in the theater.
So did I.
Nice. Yeah, it was okay.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I admittedly walked in thinking I am going to fucking hate this.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember why I saw that. I had a friend in college who, she lived next door to me, actually. We had been in classes, and then we ended up living next to each other. And we would just go to movies every now and then, and that was a movie that we saw for some reason.
That's nice.
I don't know why. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
I wish I had neighbors like that.
Yeah, I did too. It was really nice to live next to somebody that I actually liked.
Yeah.
And knew.
I mean, I like my neighbors for the
most
most part, but, I don't plan on hanging out with them anymore.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to do a pop-in.
No, yeah. I think my friend Bruce was just really excited to see Domino and kept trying to convince me. And I had seen the trailer. I was like, this looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
He wound up getting free passes.
Oh.
And invited me along. And I was like, you know what? For free? Sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then I walked out thinking this was great.
That's excellent. All I remember is Keira Knightley and Tom Waits in that movie.
Yeah, he is in that movie, isn't he?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Yeah, that's the movie where he's just like on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
She's like a bounty hunter.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
A model / bounty hunter.
Oh, of course. That's Keira Knightley.
Based on true story.
Right.
Domino Harvey.
Oh, not based on Keira Knightley's life?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Actual person.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, Jason X.
Yeah, Jason.
Tony Scott would have killed on a Jason movie.
Oh my god, yeah. Anyone of note would have killed on a Jason movie. David Cronenberg probably could have done a really good one.
Probably.
Had he directed one and not just been in one, apparently.
So, oddly, last week, we talked a little bit about Friday the 13th, the series.
Yes.
And later that night, I happened to be watching some, and there was one directed by David Cronenberg.
What the fuck? Was he just a fan of the series?
It was Canadian. He's Canadian.
Sure.
Yeah, who knows?
All right.
It was a real good episode. I remember seeing it as a kid.
Wow.
It's about a preacher who finds a glove, and he's able to do faith healing with it.
That sounds pretty good.
Sucks in like whatever disease they have into the glove, and then he has to transfer it to somebody else.
Oh, wow. That's intense.
Yeah. That episode starred a guy who is in a lot of David Cronenberg movies. Especially like all his early ones.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy is also in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he the pilot of the ship?
No.
Because I recognize that guy and no one else.
No, he was... The guy on the video screen that the professor calls to sell Jason's body.
Gotcha. I did recognize that guy too, now that you mention it. Yeah.
He's been in stuff.
Yeah.
Mostly David Cronenberg movies.
That makes sense.
Really? So the only guy you recognize is the guy who played the pilot?
Yeah, and I don't even know his name. He's just a guy I recognize.
He is very recognizable. I believe the actor's name is Boyd Banks.
Okay.
However, I cannot believe that you don't recognize not one, but two of the actors from Kevin Sorbo's Andromeda series.
I can't believe that either. Having seen no episodes of that series, you would think I would have recognized them immediately.
Well, sure.
But I didn't.
I'm actually honestly surprised that you had never seen Andromeda, because I never sought it out. It was just on.
There's a whole, class of syndicated sci-fi shows like that and Sequest, I think. And,
Sequest was a major, was that on NBC?
Was it? I don't know.
I believe so.
Is it Sequest DSV? Is
that
it?
With Roy Scheider? Yeah.
Was that on NBC? I have no idea.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. But that and Babylon 5 and, just sort of 90s sci-fi shows that I just never had any interest in at the time. Maybe I would feel differently now. Maybe now that I've watched all of Farscape, maybe I'm ready for that other stuff. But I don't know. It just never appealed to me at the time. I would see it on and I would instantly change the channel.
I never had any interest in that. That to this point, I've still only ever seen half an episode of Babylon 5.
Okay,
and spent that entire time wondering, why do people call this so great?
Well, if you'd seen the whole episode, you would know.
Maybe. But I was like, this is great sci-fi. They're having a union meeting.
Oh. I do love space politics. That's why Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is my favorite Star Wars movie. Because it's all about taxing trade routes, baby!
Yeah, but, I don't know. I guess I did spend an inordinate amount of time just being awake at 2 a.m.
Sure.
So, sometimes Andromeda is the only thing that was there to watch.
That's fair. Yeah. I didn't stay up super late until my, mid-20s, I guess. Yeah. Which that would have been mid-20s for you, probably. So,
yeah, basically. Yeah. Andromeda. Kevin Sorbo, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's not great.
Nope.
Xena much better than Hercules.
Absolutely.
At this point.
Yep.
This movie is Attack of the CW wannabe All-Stars. I feel like it's a bunch of people that look like they should be on CW shows but aren't.
This movie is a very distilled concentration of early 2000 culture.
Yeah, very much.
I mean, the only thing that it's really missing is new metal soundtrack.
Yes. Where is the Evanescence song on this soundtrack?
Oh, man. So the other day, I watched The One with Jet Li and Jason Statham.
Sure. I did not know Jason Statham was in that.
Oh, yeah. And he's got hair.
Wow, that's weird.
And, one of the opening scenes of the movie is set to Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
Nice.
Moments.
I actually expected that song in this movie.
Yeah. Maybe it was in the trailer or something for that. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
And then quickly followed that up with
Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, that's the one. And then you have to wait till the very, very end of the movie, but then Last Resort kicks on, and you get your trifecta of 1999 nu metal.
I don't know if I know Last Resort.
By the band Trapped.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think I know that one.
You probably have heard it.
I probably have.
And I am not going to sing it for you.
Thank you.
But besides that, everything else about this movie is very the year 2000.
Yeah, right down to the futuristic fashion.
Yep. Which is basically just bare midriffs for ladies.
Yeah.
And sweater wife beaters?
Yeah. I don't know. This is the worst Doctor Who special I've ever seen. I just kept waiting for him to show up, and he never does. Like, there's one part where all of the Marines are dead, and all the
Space Marines.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Thank
you. Yeah, and all of the science students or whatever are locked on the bridge, hiding from Jason. And I really it would have been a perfect point for the 10th Doctor to come in and just be like, right, what's going on here? Okay, oh, Jason Voorhees, very nasty. I would have enjoyed, the Doctor versus Space Jason.
I'd like to see that now.
Yeah.
I mean, we did point out to each other in this movie that Jason is a weeping angel.
He's very much, yeah. They at one point they think they've got him, and the head Space Marine tells the guy to, just don't take your eyes off of him. And so, of course, immediately the guy turns his back to Jason, and Jason is not got at that point.
Nope.
Ugh. This movie is populated with stupid people.
Yes, it is.
Doing stupid things in the far future.
Yep. And it's kind of great for it.
Yeah, it's real bad, but very watchable.
It's definitely, I feel, the best of the bad Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah.
Because it is stupidly fun.
Yeah, and it has a sense of humor every now and then.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoy. Like, I wish it had... I don't know if I wish it had more of that, because it might have gotten to be too much. But the jokes that it does make land really well.
I mean, there was one I know you were upset about.
I think if I hadn't anticipated it, then I would have really enjoyed it. But it was a very obvious joke.
And also, I think I said it out loud.
You did.
Not realizing that it was going to be coming in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just smarter than that script.
I guess so. That's a rare thing to happen.
Yeah.
I am not one for trying to second guess movies as they happen. I kind of hate when people do that.
Sometimes they're just so obvious that you can't help it.
Yep. Yeah. For the most part, though, like when I watch a movie, I just let the movie tell me.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't need to be overthinking the movie as I'm watching it.
Yeah. There are a few things that I did feel like were kind of telegraphed.
Oh, sure.
That were set up early on, like I knew that at some point Jason had a futuristic, like a different mask.
Right.
I did not know that he became a full-on cyborg, but I figured when they introduced the sort of nanotech healing stuff that was probably how that happened.
Yeah.
And then there's the holodeck sequence early-ish. And I was like, oh, this is going to come back at some point. They're going to use this to trick Jason or something.
Right.
But yeah, otherwise, not a lot of foreshadowing in this movie, I guess.
No, it's not what I would call a literate movie.
Yeah. But I mean, with the Grendel and the
Sure.
Tiamat, I mean,
Right.
people were thinking while they were making this. We can refer to other things.
Oh, yeah. And they're not, I mean, they're obvious references, but they're not, like, shitty obvious references.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they're not flying on the USS Cronenberg.
Right, exactly.
Which would be weird because USS and David Cronenberg is famously Canadian.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, man. So this movie is Alien.
Yeah,
But
basically.
Jason is the alien.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's more Aliens.
It's like a combination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Aliens is definitely more action-packed, and this is probably the most action movie-like Friday the 13th film to this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of explosions, guns,
lot of gunplay in
A lot
this.
of gunplay.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned in the last one that there was a lot of gunplay. This one amps it up.
Yeah, well, I think in the last one, most of the gunplay is in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
This one is just throughout. And sci-fi gunplay. I feel like this movie also has elements of the Terminator more than other Jason movies does. Like, Jason has always sort of been an unstoppable killing machine.
Right.
This one we get an actual robot that is also a killing machine that fights Jason.
Yep.
It's awesome.
And then Jason himself becomes a robot.
Right. Yeah. I will say the Uber Jason design,
Yeah.
I thought was really cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
I guess I had forgotten or just not realized how late in the movie that happens.
Yeah.
I figured it would be like a halfway point kind of thing.
It seems like, they bring back Rowan
Yeah.
with the nanotech, and then I thought maybe, they're going to do the same thing for Jason or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's not obviously what happens. It happens much later.
Yep.
Which I think is cooler. It's a delayed...
It is. I mean, yeah, I guess if we had seen more of Robot Jason, we probably would have, been tired of it by the end.
Yeah. It's like it reminded me of Super Shredder at the end of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze.
Right.
And like we only see a little bit of him, and it's so cool.
Right.
And then we never see him again.
No. And we'll never see Uber Jason again.
Aw.
Unless you go out and find the McFarlane action figure.
Maybe I will. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But it is cool.
It's a good look, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's stupid and silly.
Well, sure.
And he's a cartoon character.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
I've thought about drawing Uber Jason before, but I just I don't know, for whatever reason, just never got around to it.
You should do it.
I absolutely should.
You should do a Friday the 13th fortnight where you just draw a different version of Jason or whoever the killer is in each movie for 14 days. One for each movie. At least one for each movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to do two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess, I could do 2 for 3 since, he's maskless through most of it.
True.
Then gets the mask.
Or you could do 2 for this one because he's classic, and
That's
then
right.
Uber Jason.
I gotta say, I do not like the look of classic Jason in this movie.
No, he looks like garbage.
Yeah. He has lots of hair for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird.
And I am just gonna throw this out. I do not like when you can see Jason's eyes.
No, I can see that. Yeah, it's definitely more ominous when it's just blackness in those mask holes.
Yep. And especially at the beginning, it was very obviously Kane Hodder's eye.
Yeah.
As we now have all had a good look at him from the previous movie.
Right.
And from finding various reality shows on DVD.
Yeah, that was not something that I expected to find in a store.
So, what? I think it was called Hanging Out with the Killer or something like that.
A Life with the Killer. Let me see. I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah, you did.
The Killer and I, a reality series. The pull quote on the cover is, "Horror can be hilarious." And it stars Kane Hodder and Michael Aloisi?
Okay.
No idea.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't... Honestly, I looked at the cover of it, and I was like, oh, this is funny. I'll take a picture of it and send it to Eric. And then I did not do any further research.
You know what? None needed.
I think so.
Yeah. And you, of course, then put it back on the shelf.
Yes. Naturally.
Also, perfect move.
Yeah. It's got to be streaming somewhere.
Who knows?
Is it on Shudder?
Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe it was a Shudder original series.
I'll take a look, I
Yeah.
guess.
Don't bother.
Okay.
I can't imagine it's interesting.
Why would it be?
Yeah. It would be more interesting to watch a reality show where someone lived with actual Jason as he appeared on the Arsenio Hall show.
Right?
Like, that would be amazing.
I would absolutely watch it.
Yeah. And then you follow Jason as he goes to work.
Yeah.
Like he's an accountant.
It's given him a lot of brain power.
It is, admittedly. Look, I'm playing fast and loose with continuity.
Yeah, that's
as
fine.
these movies do. Jason is alive in this movie again.
I mean, he was going to come back anyway. Although, the very opening of this movie does sort of hint at his trip through hell.
It does, yeah. I thought that as the opening credits were rolling, it's like, oh, this is Jason in hell.
Right.
But then, no, he's just back.
Yeah. So with the timeline that we have, so this movie came out in 2001.
Right.
So it's 8 years from the previous movie.
Okay.
Which came out in 93. So the longest stretch of time up until now without a Friday the 13th / Jason movie.
Yeah.
Which was mostly due to the development hell of Freddy vs. Jason.
Right.
Which is why when they did do this one, that is the reason it is set far in the future and in space. Just so it wouldn't fuck with any possible continuity of a Freddy vs. Jason film.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't be worried about Jason being alive again at the beginning of this movie.
No.
Because he's probably going to come back to life as part of Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. It's sound logic.
Yeah. So some of the backstory we get is that he was first executed in 2008. So between that and the previous movie, where I think we're guessing probably took place in like 2002, 2003.
I think so. Yeah.
So a good 4 or 5 years between films there.
Yeah.
And we don't know how long they experimented on him. We do find out that the cryogenic chamber that he is frozen in was built in 2010.
Yes.
So sometime after that, he fell into the cryogenic chamber, freezing both him and our heroine, Rowan.
Yes.
Played by Alexa Doig.
Doig.
One of the aforementioned stars of Andromeda.
Right.
I believe the titular star of Andromeda.
Is her name Andromeda?
On the show, yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
She is the ship.
I did not... What? Is she like Gideon on Legends of the Tomorrow?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then they are awoken in 2455.
Right.
And I guess like on a salvage mission.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's unclear.
does not matter.
Yeah.
Taken aboard a spaceship. She is revived via nanotechnology. He is revived due to fornication.
Right. Yeah. He's revived by by premarital sex and female pleasure.
Yep.
That really is what it is. Like his sex sense tingles, and he comes back to life.
Yep.
Those stupid kids.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the IMDb trivia says that the movie starts in 2010, so it assumes that the opening sequence is the same time as the cryogenic chamber being built.
All right.
So yeah, all right,
That's fine.
yeah, still in the future,
Exactly. Yep.
and actually coming out and saying that it's set in the future
Yep.
for once.
Yeah. So that makes, I think, 2 Friday the 13th movies at this point that only take place in the present day.
Yeah.
First and third? Or was it fourth?
It was fourth or it was fourth. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. It was fourth.
All right.
Okay.
And then, every other one has been a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. I assume that Freddy vs. Jason since it comes out in 2003,
Yeah, something like that.
and it takes place after the events of Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
I assume that also takes place in the present day.
Yeah, I would say that one is the third one to take place, and then I would say the remake also takes place in present day.
Sure,
So,
that makes sense.
yeah. But still, the majority of Friday the 13th movies all take place in the future.
Yes. Yeah, so I am glad that we got a straight sci-fi.
Yeah. It's
Finally.
nice. Yeah. Just combining probably one dude's love of video games in the Matrix.
Yes. Yeah. And maybe barbed wire? Did you get a barbed wire feel from when the robot lady levels up?
I mean, that's where I was throwing the Matrix stuff in.
I
There,
can see the Matrix more, I guess.
But yeah, I could see a barbed wire in there. Sure.
Yeah,
you know.
like that's at some point, like she shoots him, and then like there's a shot of her, and it's just like up her leather gloved arm and her bare shoulder, and I just imagined her saying, "Don't call me babe."
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It felt like it could have fit.
it could have. Although I feel like this character, the robot, would probably enjoy being called babe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Considering apparently what it takes to get her to level up into a killing machine is being fucked by her creator?
I don't know if we get that, but
it's confusing.
yeah, it's very confusing. At least some heavy making out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And also not upgraded, uploaded.
That's right, uploaded. I'm sorry.
You know, it was 2000.
Holy
the internet
shit.
was new. We
Holy
didn't know
shit.
things.
The internet had been around for at least 10 years at that point.
I mean, I hadn't been on it for 10
Well,
years.
sure. I'd been on AOL since 97, 98, maybe?
I was never on AOL.
Okay.
And then I first used the internet in 1999.
All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And what a mistake that was.
Yeah, I know. It was all downhill from there.
Yep.
Oh, man. This movie was really something.
So yeah, so at one point you like, I felt like you got mad, and you asked me how long was left in the movie.
It got better from that point.
I mean, yeah, it was just before the upgrading sequence, which again, so I paused it, and there was like half an hour left.
Yeah.
We still were not at the Jason upgrade scene. So
Yeah.
I was shocked, honestly shocked. But you know, it all worked out fine, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this movie. It looks like a TV movie.
Yep.
It's
It's very Canadian.
It's super Canadian, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it reminded me, like the way that it's shot, the way that it's lit, the way that it's acted.
Yeah.
All very, very television-y to me, like sort of proto Firefly maybe, because it's all just people running around on a ship.
I would say, you know, very of the time as Andromeda.
Yeah,
Another Canadian syndicated television program.
sure.
Maybe with some slightly better special effects, but not much.
Yeah,
Like, you know, the actual physical effects in this movie are pretty good.
yeah.
I will say some of the kills in this one are not the best in the series.
I would say that most of the kills in this are pretty lame.
Yeah. Like one guy just gets his head bashed into a wall and there's not much to it, like twice.
Yeah,
The best kill though is obviously the cryogenic kill.
yes, the very first one.
Yep.
Or the first one in the future, anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was that one set a very high bar
Yeah.
that none of the ensuing kills managed to meet.
Nope, not really.
Sorry, buddy. I played footsie with you a little bit there.
I didn't notice.
All right, never mind then. Cut that, and we're back.
All right.
Yeah, that was a really good one. I liked that one.
Yeah, and honestly, now I'm thinking of it, none of the others were memorable.
The only other one that I remember is when the head space marine quote unquote dies, because he doesn't actually die,
Right.
because it was funny.
It was pretty funny.
It was pretty good.
That one is only memorable just because of that guy and his lines.
I really liked that guy.
Yeah.
I was glad that he wasn't dead and that we got to see more of him.
Me too. And spoiler, he does die.
Well, eventually, yeah.
But it's a very heroic death.
Yeah. He rides Jason like a boogie board down into Earth 2's atmosphere.
Yep.
Landing in Crystal Lake on Earth 2, apparently.
Crystal Lake 2.
Right, sorry, my mistake.
Because the original Crystal Lake has become a research facility.
Yeah, what the fuck? I guess I can see... I mean, the FBI had a Jason task force.
Yeah.
Like, and Jason still managed to, like, come back and do stuff. I can see there being, like scientists who are interested in studying Jason. I think that is actually an interesting idea.
Yeah.
That is quickly discarded in this movie.
I definitely agree. I think we could see a whole movie of that.
Yeah. Or like cutting off, like if you cut off one of Jason's limbs, will you eventually grow two Jasons?
Ooh.
Like that could be crazy. Wow. Yeah. I know.
Get on this stat. Solve those rights issues.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm not worried.
Not you personally.
Oh, you were just telling the studios. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're clearly listening.
Clearly, yeah. I mean, this is the most attention that Friday the 13th / Jason has gotten in I don't know, months?
Probably.
Yeah. There was a Friday the 13th last month, so
yeah,
people were thinking about it.
Sure. There'll probably be another one this year at some point, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Pretty common.
Yep. Boy. Yeah, this movie's not great, but I do love it. It's so stupid.
It's so dumb. But it's a lot more fun than last week's, for sure.
Yeah. And, again, still have a soft spot for 9. But, yeah, it's definitely not winning any Oscars.
Yeah.
Like they had hoped 6 would?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, I think 6 is the one that did win Oscars.
Or that they wanted to.
Or that they wanted to, yeah. I did read that the director wanted the acting in this one to blow all of the other Friday the 13th movies out of the water. And I mean, it was fine.
Yeah, some of them were good.
Yeah.
Better than others.
Yeah.
David Cronenberg was fine.
He was fine, yeah. Yeah.
The lead Marine dude, he was pretty good. I recognized him, but I had to look up from where.
Okay.
He plays one of Snake Eyes' senseis in the new Snake Eyes movie.
Wow.
Which is one of the worst movies I have ever watched.
But good for that guy for continuing to work. Oh. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. It was on Amazon not too long ago, and I said, what the fuck?
Yeah, Snake Eyes.
Yeah, and it's terrible.
Is it better or worse than the Nicolas Cage movie Snake Eyes?
Much worse.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good movie.
That is a good movie. Nicolas Cage is in it.
Yeah.
Gary Sinise, I think, is in that too.
And Carla Gugino.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been a while since I saw that.
It's pretty good. I recommend it.
I conflate that and 8mm.
They sort of came out right around the same time. They both kind of have the same sleazy atmosphere.
Yeah.
That one is not great. I think that one is a Schumacher.
Oh, okay.
Snake Eyes is a De Palma.
Okay. Gotcha. For a second, I thought you meant the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes was directed by Brian De Palma.
I wish.
That'd be amazing.
Even if it was still the worst movie ever made, probably be a hell of a lot better than it actually was.
Oh, yeah, Snake Eyes is about, like, there's a boxing match.
Yeah.
And one of the guys throws it, if I remember right. Is he, like,
so.
investigating a crime that happens at the boxing match or something?
I think a murder happens, an assassination of some
Okay.
sort, and it's a big conspiracy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I believe 8mm is about snuff films.
I was going to say, I thought that was about, I actually thought it was about child pornography.
Possibly is that as well.
I feel like whatever it's about is fucked up for some reason.
It's very sleazy
Okay.
and gross, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
It has probably been 20 years since I've watched either of those. At the very least.
I remember renting Snake Eyes when I was either in junior high or high school and watching it in my parents' basement by myself.
I watched both of those movies with my parents at their homes.
Oh, wow. Even the one about snuff films.
Yep.
Oh, boy. I bet that was a fun viewing experience.
You know what? I think I felt more uncomfortable watching a Snake Eyes.
All right.
Yeah. Don't ask me why. I just, yeah.
Carla Gugino.
Probably.
Oh, Jason 10.
Yes.
Jonathan Hickman definitely calls this movie Jason 10. I've had that rattling around in my brain for a week. I'm glad to finally have that out there in the world.
This is a very good joke.
And it's pretty much just for you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. The final Jason movie. Ever. No, not quite.
No, yeah, it didn't have final in it.
Right. Okay, sorry.
Although, I guess it could be, if we're thinking chronologically.
Yeah, that's true.
Because where could you go from the year 2455?
2456, my good man.
That's right. I fully expected at the end when Jason's mask floats to the bottom of Earth 2, Cram Crystal Lake 2.
Yeah.
That, his hand would, reach out and grab it before the credits, but no such.
I expected, like you to start to see his head start to reform, like from the nanobots.
That would have been cool, too.
Or alternately, just, the thing that I always expect when I see the empty mask is that, lights are going to come on where the eyes are, so it's going to look like it's still alive somehow. So, yeah. No, I definitely expected more than just mask at the bottom of a lake. Whoa.
This is how you tie in the movie franchise to the TV series.
Oh, shit.
It is a cursed hockey mask.
What? But he didn't have the hockey mask until the third movie.
Well, sure. But he found the cursed one.
Okay, that's fair. that kid happened to bring a cursed hockey mask to camp with him.
Yeah.
And then he stole it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it would explain how he keeps coming back from the dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you can write off in the second one that he's still alive after the end of it.
Yeah.
But that after the third one, then you're like, okay, this is getting a little, stretching my disbelief a little bit much. And how you solve that is by cursed mask.
All right. I get it. Yeah.
Sold by Uncle Lewis.
Maybe the mask, or maybe the curse in the mask is only triggered by a bolt of lightning.
Also very possible.
Which is how he actually does die for a little while. And then when he gets struck by lightning, the cursed mask is what is keeping him alive at that point.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. Hope a dog doesn't put that mask on. I go back to thinking about that dog sniffing around that mask, and I could have sworn he was going to put that mask on. And it was going to be like Milo in the mask. Yeah, I remember the dog's name in the mask. What of it?
Nothing wrong with that.
He's a good dog.
He's a good dog. You know what? It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
I enjoyed
that movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far.
It's a classic.
Okay.
It should be on the AFI's top 100 list.
I wonder how it holds up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Same.
Yeah.
I saw it on Blu-ray the other day, but it was a bundle with something else that I did not want to watch, so I didn't buy it.
Was it Son of the Mask?
I mean, that's definitely something I wouldn't want to buy. But no.
Okay.
I think it was 2 Jim Carrey movies.
Gotcha. All right.
Jim Carrey and a Jamie Kennedy.
How stupid of me. Jamie Kennedy out here thinking he's the heir to Jim Carrey's legacy. Who the fuck does he think he is?
I mean, tell me where you're wrong.
I'm not.
Damn right.
I will not tell you where I'm wrong. Oh, Jason X is the movie that we watched.
It is. I feel like this whole thing of us watching all the movies has really been building to this episode.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if it's anticlimactic because we still have 2 more movies to go.
Right.
But you know, I feel like your enthusiasm for it after watching it is maybe not what I would hoped it would be.
It was fun. I enjoyed watching it. Like I said, it's very watchable. But it's awful.
Yeah.
But it's not awful like some of the other movies are. It's good awful.
You know, it's I think we have talked about this before, you know, there's just a very online kind of thing that, like, if a movie isn't great, then it's got to be terrible.
Right.
And not accounting for any sort of in-between thing.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned Scott hasn't seen the podcast earlier. And it feels like every episode Scott kind of dislikes every movie that they've watched except for Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, there's only been a few that he has actually enjoyed.
But you know, he goes into pretty good reasons, you know, like why he doesn't like them.
Yeah.
And also pointing things out that, like, well, you know, I did enjoy this, and, you know, it probably could have been improved by that.
Yeah.
And you know, that's a very smart way to go about it. But, you know, just the world in general is just like, you know, you're just like, well, I thought it was okay. Oh, you fucking hated it. You're gonna die.
No, I think it's important for me to point out that I generally go into things wanting to like them.
Oh, yeah.
Like everything gets the benefit of the doubt from me to start until it proves me wrong.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, we talked about Domino earlier.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, that looks like a piece of shit. And I walked out of it loving it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I also walked into it thinking it might be bad, hoping it would be good.
Yeah.
And then having it blow my expectations away.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is how I approach everything that I watch. You know, it's like, okay, I hope this is good. I hope this is worth my time.
Yeah.
You know, and I've definitely had experiences watching movies where, like, half an hour in, I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, you know. But then, like, something shifts and there's a plot twist or something, you know, and it's just like, oh, hey, okay, you know, and then I'm in for the ride.
Yeah. Oh, now Jason's a cyborg. All right, let's do this.
Right. I mean, you know, yeah, when Jason is slaughtering essentially faceless space marines.
Yeah.
Like, and in the most boring way possible. It was just like, okay, this is going on a little bit too long.
Yeah.
But, you know, and because I knew it was coming, you know, I was like, get to the upgrade already.
Well, I mean, we've just watched 7 movies in rapid succession with 2 others that were not Jason.
Right.
7 movies in rapid succession where Jason has just slaughtered people.
Yeah.
So having something different, like Jason going to Manhattan, or even Jason fighting a telekinetic Carrie stand-in, is welcome.
Yeah.
So, you know, Cyborg Jason, bring it on.
Yeah. You know, I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, I do. it's like cover songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if a band is just gonna play the original song the exact same way that the original band did it, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Give me something new. I want something new.
Yeah, you hear that, Weezer?
All right.
They did a cover of Africa by Toto.
Okay.
That was like their most popular song ever.
Okay.
But it just sounds exactly like Africa by Toto.
Well, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's fine. It's Africa. It's a good song.
I mean, yeah,
they didn't do anything with it.
I enjoy that song, but
Yeah.
no, I don't. Yeah, you tell me Weezer's going to do it, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be like a rockin' version of Africa, but
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the same thing.
You mentioned Down with the Sickness earlier.
Yeah.
Richard Cheese's cover of Down with the Sickness is the perfect cover song.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else about Jason X?
No, I think I'm tapped out.
Anything bringing you joy this week?
I was at Half Price Books earlier this week, and I bought 2 Blu-rays.
My Life with the Killer.
No, not The Killer and I, or whatever. No, that was a game swap.
I recognize the label.
I bought 2 Blu-rays. The original Marvel Cinematic Universe, Daredevil and Elektra. The director's cuts of both.
As the owner of a Daredevil director's cut, totally support that decision.
Yeah. I told Jenny it was a crime of opportunity when I got home. Like, if they hadn't had both of them, and if I hadn't also had a gift certificate, and had to actually spend real money on them, I probably would not have bought them. I know I've seen Elektra. I watched it on video at home, and I remember nothing about it.
I have never seen Elektra.
All right.
Not even a clip.
Yeah.
Nor a trailer.
Wow.
Yeah. Just has totally evaded me.
All right.
And I am 1,000% okay with it.
Oh, all right, fine. I mean, I've got it on Blu-ray now, is all I'm saying.
I know. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
So that find is bringing me a small modicum of joy this week.
That's good.
How about you?
So HBO now has all 5 Final Destination movies.
Okay.
Which I spent 3 days watching.
I wondered when you texted me about Final Destination 5. I was like, why is he doing this?
I forgot why I texted you.
You texted me because at one point a character whistles bringing in the Sheaves.
Yes, that's right.
So I need to add that movie to my list of bringing in the Sheaves movies.
Yeah, the So I watched all 5 of them, and they're all exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
No variation.
I've never seen any of them, but it's like a bunch of people cheat death somehow. And then the rest of the movie is death coming for them in creative ways. Is that right?
Basically. Okay. So there is one character who usually has some sort of premonition.
Oh, okay.
And sees a big, epic disaster happen, which kills everyone.
Okay.
Including themselves. And then it flashes back to present time, and just before they're in the situation that is about to go off.
Yeah.
And they scramble and leave, and several people go with them, and yes, they cheat death, and then the thing happens, and then death comes after them with various Rube Goldbergian sequences. Which causes the deaths of them in the order that they were supposed to die.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are rules. If you save somebody from their death skips that person and then goes to the next one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one sort of brought about a little twist where if you kill a person in your place, then you get their like remaining life.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like that Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips series, Kill or Be Killed.
Yeah, sort of.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say the fourth one is the worst one.
Yeah, is that one? That one's just the Final Destination, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Perhaps it's the worst one by the hubris.
Yeah, it's true. They thought it was going to be the last one. Why did they not call the fifth one Final Destination? Honestly, it was right there.
Yeah. Who knows? You know what? I'm glad they didn't. I like numbers.
The only thing that I really know about those movies is that isn't there? I think one of the kills is like someone who's driving down the highway and there's a truck that has like a bunch of rebar or something on it. And then the rebar comes off of the truck and it impales the person in the car. Something like that.
There's a couple that are like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I think of whenever I'm behind any sort of truck that's carrying a load of like pipes or whatever.
Yeah, no, that definitely does happen. I think the second one is the big one for that one. But several people get decapitated by things going through windshields or whatnot. Like I said, the fourth one's not the best one, but it's like every single one of them is like an even like keel.
Okay.
And then that one is like a short misstep.
Okay.
And then 5 rights the machine again.
Thank God.
The first 3 are by directed and written by Glenn Morgan and James Wong.
Oh wow. Okay. From the X-Files.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Electro is directed by Rob Bowman.
Oh, there you go.
Also from the X-Files.
Yeah.
Weird.
But yeah, it was a delight to watch those. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in the third one.
All right, I'm on board. Love her.
Yeah. And honestly, you can watch any of them. They do reference the first one sometimes.
Okay.
But also, spoiler for the fifth one, it's a prequel.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that makes sense because the fourth one was the Final Destination.
Right.
So you can't do anything past that.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So I guess, if they make more, they're all going to be prequels now. or simultaneously happening.
Final Destination, First Destination. All right, maybe I'll see if I can talk Jenny into watching those.
Yeah. And not a joy, but it was kind of joyful while I was doing it. But so there's a movie called House, starring William Catt of Greatest American Hero fame, and George Wendt of Cheers fame,
sure,
and Richard Mull of Night Court fame.
Wow.
Came out in the 80s, and I remember as a kid, like seeing the poster for it and possibly seeing a trailer and thinking, this is the scariest fucking movie that has ever been made. Why would they make this? This is a crime against humanity. And I avoided it for decades.
Okay.
And then when I finally watched it in my 20s, I was just like, this movie is fucking silly. It is absolutely a comedy. But I turned it on the other day just to have stuff on while I was doing, like, washing dishes or whatever. And my first time watching it and not realizing that it is produced by Sean S. Cunningham and directed by Steve Miner.
Who's Steve Miner?
He directed Fridays 2 and 3.
Wow, okay. I recognize Cunningham because I saw his name in the credits on this one.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that brought me a smile to my face.
Nice.
That I was looking forward to sharing that with you.
That's awesome.
And also, that movie is goofy fun, and so is House 2, The Second Story.
Perfect subtitle.
Which features Eric Gross and John Ratzenberg.
Nice. Superman's John Ratzenberger.
Yes.
That's great. All right.
So next up,
yeah,
Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh God. Okay. No, I'm interested. I don't know a lot about Freddy. I've only seen the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
All right.
So I hope there's not a lot of continuity that I need to be caught up on for Freddy.
From what I remember, I believe there is a quick recap.
Oh, perfect.
Of both characters.
Okay.
Just in case, hey, I'm a big Jason fan. I've never seen a Freddy movie. What the fuck is this?
Sure, I'm Team Jason all the way.
Right?
We can make t-shirts. Team Jason with the hockey mask. Team Freddy with the glove.
Sure.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know, the glove might be copyrighted. Maybe we could just do like a striped shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, perfect.
Fedora.
Fedora works, yeah. Excellent.
I'm looking forward to watching this with you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the final movie in this version of the series.
It is, actually.
Yeah.
Speaking of finals, we just watched The Last Kane Hodder Jason.
No! Who cares? He's a guy in a mask. Who gives a shit?
Yep.
Do you think he was like, make sure they can see my eyes in this one? I've got the most expressive eyes.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this was him wanting to stretch out as an actor. He'd had some face time by this point in his life. Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, next week, Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.